Greetings and good afternoon. This is Spec Ops 56 coming to you from Reloading Bench number 1 here in the man cave. Today for lunch and our taste comparison test, we have 3 different brands of freeze-dried camping / survival food that we're going to taste test for you. The first one we have is the Backpacker's Pantry Stroganoff sauce with beef and noodles. It says sour cream sauce, beef, and wild mushrooms over noodles. Just add boiling water. This makes 2 12-ounce servings. Then we have the Mountain House beef stroganoff with noodles. This is also 2 servings. And then here's one that I've never tried before, brand-wise, and that is the Coleman San Juan Stroganoff. It says rotini noodles with mushrooms, onions, and celery and a beef-flavored gravy. Now, it doesn't say anything about actual beef, so I don't know if it has any meat in it or not. We'll find out. Now, we will try these the same way we tested the others. We will make them according to the directions in the pouch, and then we will do a blind taste test with myself, John, and my wife using cups just marked A, B, and C. They won't know which brand is in which cup, and we'll do it that way to make everything fair. Excuse me. I will also include at the end of the video scans of the back of the pouches showing the directions and the ingredients and the nutritional information so that you'll have that available to you. Price-wise, so far it's my experience that all of these brands are similar in price point. Some are more expensive than others, but they all generally seem to run in the $7 to $9 range, depending on what it is. So, on to the kitchen, and we'll get this stuff fixed up, and we'll get it eaten for you. Welcome to the kitchen. We're getting ready to fix our 3 comparison meals here, and according to the directions, the Backpacker's Pantry takes the most water. That's the 2.5 cups, and takes the longest to cook, which is 13 minutes. So we're going to do that one, get that one started first. And then the next one in terms of time is the Coleman. Coleman takes 12 ounces. Also, the Coleman has an inner pack, and you have to take that out, pour it back into the outer pack, and pour the 12 ounces of water into it. And it takes 7 to 10 minutes, so we're going to let it go 10 minutes. And then the lastly will be the Mountain House, which takes 2 cups of water and 8 to 9 minutes of cooking time. So we're going to get on that. And as I do each one, we'll show you what it looks like before the water is put in it. Then we'll let it stand and cook, and we'll show you what it looks like after it's done, and then we'll do our taste test. So let's get to it. Okay, we've opened the Backpacker's Pantry pouch, and we boiled the water for it. Now this is what it looks like dry. You can get a good look. And this takes 2.5 cups of boiling water in 13 minutes. Now, one note, so far all the Backpacker's Pantry pouches I've tried, none of them have included an oxygen absorber in them. I don't know if that's important to you or not, but just something for you to be aware of. Alright, and here we go. It's going to make a lot of food. Now we'll take it, stir it up. So, a good thorough mix. I can see chunks of what looks like either beef or it could be the fake beef TVP floating in there. So we'll just seal this up. Never was very good with these resealable Ziploc pouches. Have a hard time with it. Alright, now we're going to let that sit there for 13 minutes while we move on to the Coleman. Okay, now we're going to get the Coleman started. Now, one thing I forgot to mention, the Backpacker's Pantry pouch and the Mountain House pouch, those are both 2-serving pouches. The Coleman pouch is a 1-serving pouch. Now, on something different with the Coleman is that the ingredients are in separate pouches that are inside the outer pouch. So what you have to do is you have to take the inner pouch that has the noodle mixture in it and you pour that into the outer pouch, which I'm getting ready to do. And that's what the noodle mix looks like for the Coleman. You don't put the sauce mixture in until it's done cooking. And one other difference between this pouch and the other pouches is that this actually has a little window with the water measurements on the inside. So that could be helpful. And this takes 12 ounces of boiling water, which I'm going to put in now, and hopefully not boil myself in the process. Take it, and like the others, mix it around. And seal the pouch if I can. I think that's it. And you let that sit 7 to 10 minutes. We're going to let it sit for 10 minutes. After it's sat for its time period, that's when you mix in the sauce mixture. Alright, now we're going to move on to the Mountain House. Now it's time for the Mountain House. One thing I almost forgot to do is find the oxygen absorber and take it out. That's one thing you want to make sure that you don't forget, like I keep doing, is the oxygen absorber in the Mountain House. Neither one of these other two had one, but the Mountain House does. Now, this is what it looks like dry. Quite a bit different from the others. A bit chunkier. We'll see what happens with that. It takes 2 cups of boiling water. stir. Mix it up good here. And then we'll seal it up. Let it stand for 9 minutes. It says 8 to 9 on the package. We'll let it go for 9. Alright, well they're all cooking now. So once everything is done, I'll be right back and we'll show you what they look like finished inside the pouch, and then we'll get to the taste test. Okay, everything is done with its cooking time, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stir each one up and let you take a look inside the pouch to see what they each look like in the pouch when they're done. We'll start with the Backpacker's Pantry. Since it's been going the longest, let me give it a good stirring. Not a real strong smell. Alright. And here is what it looks like done in the pouch. Doesn't look bad. Looks pretty much like beef stroganoff. Very light colored gravy. Alright, so there's that one. Now we'll take a look at the San Juan stroganoff. Give that a stir. This got thicker, a good bit thicker than the rest of it. And let's have a look at that. Okay. And last is the Mountain House. Need to give it a stir. So far, the Mountain House looks a lot like the Backpacker's Pantry. They look very similar. Pretty much the same color. And fairly thick. And here's the Mountain House. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to cut away, and I'm going to put some in one of the mystery cups for our mystery taste test, and then we'll come back and I'll do that with each one. And our tasters, other than me, won't know which cup holds which brand. They will kind of be able to tell by the color of the San Juan Coleman. But otherwise, we'll do the taste test, and then we'll let you know which ones we think are the best. So we'll be right back. All right, we're back for the mystery taste on the first one. That would be cup number A, or letter A. There's yours, John.
Thank you.
And one for my wife, the Invisible Woman, and mine. So everybody taste one, and I'll ask one of you to give your opinion. Okay. All right. Wife, you give your opinion first.
It leaves a little bit of an aftertaste to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not good.
How about the texture?
The texture's fine. It looks fine. Just leaves a little bit of an aftertaste.
Does it taste like beef stroganoff?
Yeah. It's just the aftertaste
Okay.
isn't.
What kind? Can you describe what kind of an aftertaste?
Oh.
No? Okay. Just an aftertaste that doesn't sit well with
Right.
Okay. What about you, John?
I like it. Color's good. Texture's great. And rather flavorful.
Okay. As for me, it looks like beef stroganoff. You know, it's got the brown color of beef stroganoff. The powder for the gravy did dissolve completely, it seems, and it thickened it up quite well to just the right consistency. But like Stacy, my wife, I can detect an aftertaste that's a little off. It's not bad. It's got something to do with the whatever spices and flavorings they put in it. That I guess to make it more San Juanish than Stroganoff-ish. I could eat it. It wouldn't bother me, but it probably wouldn't be my first choice in a stroganoff. Well, that's A, and that as I let the cat out of the bag, that was the San Juan stroganoff from Coleman. But the other, they would have been able to tell anyway because of the difference in the color. But the other two, they look almost exactly alike in color, so I'll try not to give away the secret of which is which. So we're going to cut away now so I can fill up the number B cups, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back for cup B. John, there's your cup.
Thank you.
And Invisible Woman, there's yours. And here's mine. Okay, everybody take a taste. Looks good.
Yeah, you too.
Mm-hmm.
And taste the mushrooms right off the bat.
Well, you can see the beef chunks and the mushrooms in here. Some pretty fair sized beef chunks. I think it's real beef. Okay, this time you go first, John.
I wouldn't have known this was freeze dried. This tastes very good. First taste out of it was the mushrooms, followed by the beef. The noodle texture is good. It's bright, flavorful too.
Okay, Invisible Woman.
Okay, well, actually, I like this one a lot better than that first one. The flavor and the texture and the way it looks and stuff is, close to,
Yeah.
Made from scratch.
What kind of flavor are you tasting in the gravy, the sauce?
I do taste the mushrooms in it, and it's not overpowering.
Yeah, that's pretty much my feelings too. I'm pretty impressed with the. These are some big chunks of mushroom, and as far as beef chunks go in a freeze-dried meal like these are pretty big, solid chunks. The noodles, they're tender, and the gravy is just about perfect. It's very mild. You can taste the sour cream in it. You can taste the mushroom in it, and even has a little buttery taste, I think. To me, or a cheesy taste. I'm not sure which it would be, but this is definitely this is something I could eat. Like a normal meal at home
Yeah.
if I wanted beef stroganoff. All right, we're going to cut away, and then we'll go with the last one, and we'll be right back. Okay, here we are to test the last one, cup C, and here's yours, and you got yours.
I do.
So everybody dig in. There's another one. The noodles seem to be tender. Seems to have some fairly decent sized chunks of beef, mushrooms. Okay, Invisible Woman, your opinion of this one.
Not quite as good as that second one, but a lot better than the San Juan one.
Okay. Anything specific about the taste?
No.
Mhm.
Just even though it looks like there's mushrooms in it, I don't taste the mushrooms as much as the other one.
Right. Okay, John?
Give me a pinch of salt. We're good to go. Good sized meat chunks, noodles. They're tender. Overall, it's right flavorful. But I like the second one the best.
Yeah, I agree with both of you that it's similar to Cup B, but the taste is much lighter, much blander, I should say. And you're right; it certainly could benefit from a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
You know, possibly some Worcestershire sauce, possibly something like that, hot sauce, but it could definitely benefit from a little bit of salt. I think as far as the noodles, consistency of the noodles and the chunks of beef, they're on a par with the other one
The other one.
that we all liked. So, all right. Well, then I would say that the consensus is B,
B.
B, and B. And B, not surprisingly, is the Mountain House. It's hard to beat Mountain House. They've been doing this a long time. They've really got it down good. And, I mean, to me, the Mountain House was just about perfect.
Yeah,
I
agree.
can't think of a thing that I would need to add or subtract from it.
I agree.
So this one, the C, as you probably figured out, is the Backpacker's Pantry. It needs more seasoning, and then it would be fairly close to the the Mountain House. So this would definitely be second in preference. And the San Juan, while not bad, is just a totally different kind of taste, and just doesn't rise to the level of the Backpacker's Pantry or the Mountain House. Well, that's our opinion, and you should try it yourself so that you'll see whether or not your opinion and taste differ from ours, because people do have different tastes. Now, ordinarily, at this point, I would be saying over and out. However, but wait, there's more. You're going to get a bonus taste test coming up right now. Greetings and good morning. This is Spec Ops 56 coming to you from Reloading Bench number 1 here in the man cave on this fine Thursday morning. I'm here with my cup of Jamaican Blue Mountain Blend coffee in my fine Lead Life coffee pot. And I wanted to show you what I'm having for breakfast. This is your bonus taste test at no extra charge. I'm having the Alpine Air Foods Bandito Scramble. Now, the reason that we're going to be having this for breakfast and you're going to get this bonus taste test is because when I opened the box that this and some others came in, this was positioned in the box such that the box cutter opened up the pouch as well as the box. And I had to put the stuff into a Ziploc bag. My original intent was to use this to compare with some other brands of scrambled egg foods that were similar for taste comparison like we've done before, but because it had already been opened like that, I decided I would just do a taste test by itself and just have it for breakfast this morning. That would be the easiest thing. Now, this is this Alpine Air Bandito Scramble. Says lower sodium and gluten-free. So for those of you who care about that, it's gluten-free. It serves two, and cooking is required for this. This is not a pour the hot water into the bag, let it sit, and then eat it. So this is more like dehydrated raw eggs. So what you do is open the pouch, remove the oxygen absorber. You can prepare it in the pouch or pour it into another container. I obviously put it in another container. You add 1 cup of cold water to all the dry ingredients in there. You stir it up real good, cover it, let it stand for 10 to 12 minutes. After that, you pour it into your fry pan and you cook it like you would raw eggs. Okay. You can see what it looks like once it's been cooked up in the pan, and that's coming right about here. Alright, well, this is what the Bandito Scramble Alpine Air breakfast looks like after you've poured it in the pan and cooked it for a few minutes. So I'm going to be having this for breakfast, and I'll let you know how it tastes. Doesn't look too bad. Would probably look a lot better if you were sitting around a campfire after a long day's hike. Okay, now you're going to see me eat it and do the actual tasting taste test, whatever. And that's coming up right here again. Okay, I've got my Alpine Air Bandito Scramble all cooked up for breakfast here. To be honest with you, it isn't the most appetizing appearing egg breakfast, but appearances can be deceiving. So I've got my Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee to wash it down with. So let's give it a taste. It does, yeah, the texture of it is probably what you would expect from freeze-dried or dehydrated scrambled eggs. It's when you first put it in the pan and you're cooking it, there's a lot of moisture coming out of it, and by the time it's done, it has a very dry looking texture. Well, let's taste it. Okay, well, I can taste the shreds of potato in it. It looks like little shreds of carrot too. I don't specifically taste those. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be real or fake ham. If it's supposed to be ham, it doesn't taste a thing like ham, so maybe it's not supposed to be ham. Overall, the texture is what you would expect from eggs that you had slightly overcooked. You know, just a little dry, not you know real dry, but just a little dry and kind of crumbly. Taste itself, it's got some spices in there. You might want to put more salt in there for your taste, and it's not bad as it is, but I sort of suspected it might be needing a little improvement from some Texas Pete. So let's see how that works out in this. A little bit there, mix it in. Alright, now let's try it. Yep, a little bit of Texas Pete or Tabasco or Louisiana sauce or your favorite hot sauce does help to perk up the flavor. Now, this is not bad. I'm afraid it doesn't rival anything you'd get from International House of Pancakes. But if you were out in the wilderness, you were hiking, camping, or you were, you were bugging in at home, this is what you had, it wouldn't be bad at all. I would not want to eat this on a daily basis as my regular breakfast, although I could certainly tolerate it that way if I had to. But in a shit hit the fan situation, you'd be real happy with this. So I'm going to finish this off for my breakfast, and I have in the future some other brands of freeze-dried breakfast foods that we'll be taste testing later. Till then, this is Spec Ops 56, and I'm going to eat. Alright, well that concludes the bonus taste test. I will say that there seems to be just about as much shredded potatoes as there is eggs in this Bandito Scramble. So you saw me put a little bit of hot sauce in it. That improved the taste. And because of all the potato in it, I decided to put a little bit of ketchup on it off camera. And that also helped improve things a little bit too. So that's just a couple things to consider if you decide to try the Alpine Air Foods Bandito Scramble. And that's all I have for you for right now. So until the next taste test, this is Spec Ops 56 signing off.